I was always the strong one, the one people rely on. But after my hysterectomy, everything changed. I hated needing help, the waiting, the asking, the feeling of depending on someone else just to get through the day. And no matter how much I tried to accept it, it never got easier because it wasn't just about needing help, it was about what it meant. Hi, welcome back to our safe place where there are no boundaries in sharing how you can truly be you. The hardest parts of asking for help isn't the action itself, it is what it makes us feel about ourselves. Before my hysterectomy, I just did things, no second thought. If someone needed to be done, I handled it. Very simple. But after surgery, even the smallest things felt like a challenge. Opening a door is a big struggle for me. Carrying my bag, it's not happening. Reaching for something on the shelf, forget about it. And here's the thing, I knew I needed help. My body made that very, very clear. But asking for it, that was an entirely different battle. I would stand there debating with myself, do I really need to ask for this? Is it that bad? Can I just push through? And every time I finally gave in and asked, it hit me. I wasn't the person I used to be anymore. And that feeling, that was tougher to accept than the surgery itself. Strength isn't about pushing through. It's about knowing when to stop fighting for yourself and allow support in. For 6 months, this was my life. Every single day, there was something I couldn't do alone. But the strangest part, I look fine. If you saw me, you wouldn't think anything was wrong. My body was intake. Everything was in place, but nothing felt normal. It was like being trapped in the version of myself that wasn't quite real. Like my body was both mine and not mine either. I felt fragile in a way that was impossible to explain. Every step, every movement, every breath, I questioned it. Is this okay? Am I moving too much? Will something inside me there? I had always pushed through things before, pain, exhaustion, discomfort. But this wasn't something I could push through. And that is when I realized I had to be present with my body. Healing isn't about rushing, it is about listening. Be present with where you are, not where you wish you were. From the moment I woke up after surgery, I needed help. I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't even shift my body without someone adjusting the pillows beneath me. It wasn't a choice, it wasn't a moment of giving it. It was my new reality. And that was the hardest part. Because it wasn't just about needing help, it was about losing control of myself. I feel like I was trapped in a body that no longer felt like mine. I had always trusted my body before. No matter how much I push, it always listened. But now it refused. And every time I had to ask for help, it was a reminder I wasn't in control anymore. And I hated that feeling more than anything. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just wanted to exist without feeling like I was waiting for someone else to do things for me. But no matter how much I resisted, it didn't change the fact that this was what healing looked like. And if I wanted to move forward, I had to be present with where I was. I had to accept that for now, my strength looked different. And once I did that, something shifted because needing help wasn't the problem. Fighting it was. And the moment I embraced that, everything changed. Strength doesn't mean doing it alone. Sometimes it means surrendering to what your body needs. For the longest time, I thought asking for help meant I was burdening people. I hated interrupting someone's days just because I couldn't do myself. I hated the look of concern on their faces when they saw me struggling. I hated the feeling of waiting, relying, depending. So I convinced myself that if I just try hard enough, I could manage. That I didn't need to keep asking. That if I just push through, one day I had wake up and be independent again. But the truth, needing help wasn't the problem. The way I saw it was because the people who care about me, they wasn't just helping me. They were showing me love. They weren't keeping score. They weren't tired of me. They weren't helping out of obligations. They were helping because they wanted to, because I mattered the most to them. And every time I resisted, every time I said, no, it's fine, I'll do it, when I clearly couldn't, I wasn't just making things harder for myself. I was pushing their love away. I was so afraid of feeling weak, dependent, or less than I didn't realize. Letting people support me wasn't weakness, it was love in action, and opening up, that was part in receiving it. So I started small. Instead of apologizing when someone helped me, I simply said thank you. Instead of brushing it off like it was nothing, I let myself feel their care. Instead of worrying about being burdened, I reminded myself if the roles were reserved, I had to do the same for them. And the moment I let that in, everything started to change. Asking for help isn't weakness, it is a love in action, and love is meant to be received. This was just a chapter of learning, a chapter of unlearning, a chapter of letting go. Because healing isn't just about recovery, it's about learning to be present with yourself, even when it is uncomfortable. It is about accepting that strength looks different in every season of life. It is about trusting that even when things feel uncertain, they are leading you somewhere new. And if you are ready to take that step, I want to help you. I put together a free PDF, 5 steps to being present, the exact steps that help me shift my mindset and start rebuilding my life with purpose. And if you want to go even deeper, I invite you to my free webinar and every mom's No Time for Me cycle. The detail is in the descriptions box below. Because healing isn't just about recovery, it's about stepping fully into the life you deserve.